You're not stuck because you lack knowledge. You're not stuck because you're not capable. You're stuck because you're addicted to getting ready. Everyone says, wait for the right time, make a plan, get more experience. Here's the truth no one tells you. The longer you wait to start, the worse your chances get. You don't need more time, you need tension, friction, pressure, risk. Because action isn't what comes after you're ready, action is what makes you ready. In case this is your first time seeing me, my name is Parker. I built a 7-figure coffee brand. I did it while broke, unprepared, and figuring it out as I went. Not because I had it all together, but because I finally jumped in. You don't get clarity before you start, you earn it by starting. 1. The ready myth. Why your brain keeps you waiting forever. The biggest lie you're telling yourself right now is, I'll start when I'm ready. It sounds smart, responsible, even wise, but let's call it what it is. It's your fear disguised as logic. Think about it. When will you really be ready? When your life calms down? It never does. When you've learned enough? There's always more. When you have more money? You never will. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Your brain doesn't care about your dreams. It cares about your survival. Your mind craves certainty, predictability, comfort. Starting anything new threatens your brain's need for stability. So, what does it do? It floods you with excuses disguised as rational advice. Do more research first. Wait until things calm down. Get more experience first. It's all lies. These aren't logical ideas. They're clever lies. Your brain isn't protecting your future, it's protecting your comfort zone. The vicious cycle looks like this. You get an idea, it excites you. Your brain fears uncertainty, flooding you with hesitation. You delay action, momentum fades. Eventually, you abandon the idea, convincing yourself you're being responsible. Your brain learns that fear works, so next time, the hesitation comes even stronger. Let me make this crystal clear with a story. Imagine standing by a freezing swimming pool. Hesitating at the edge, you dip your toe, feel that icy shock, and immediately you step back. You think, I'll wait a bit, maybe it'll warm up. Minutes pass, then an hour, then the party's over. Everyone's dried off, and you missed everything. Still safe, still dry, and watching from the sidelines. That pool represents your dreams. Waiting doesn't warm the water, it just wastes your time. I stood at that edge for years. Ideas stacked in notebooks, plans left collecting dust. Then one day, I finally jumped in. I started Black Ink Coffee without experience, money, or even a solid plan. I was terrified and uncertain, but I jumped in anyways. The resources appeared after I started. The clarity showed up after I took action. Momentum only began after I moved first. How to retrain your brain for action. 1. Shrink the first step. Turn your first action into something tiny, something too easy to skip. Want to start a YouTube channel? Don't plan a 20-minute video. Film a 30-second intro right now. 2. Use the 5-second rule. The moment you have an idea, count down from 5 and move before your brain talks you out of it. 3. Name the fear. State your fears out loud. I'm not in danger, I'm just uncomfortable. Naming the fear weakens its grip. Say Voldemort. 4. The 10-minute challenge. Every day, set a timer for 10 minutes and do one uncomfortable task. You'll often go longer, but the hard part is just starting. 5. Public accountability. Tell someone your small goal and when you'll achieve it. Your brain prioritizes action to avoid embarrassment, trust me. Stop waiting to feel ready. Start before you're ready. 2. The one trait that separates achievers from dreamers. Everyone wants the perfect secret formula. Here it is, a bias towards immediate action. High performers don't wait until they're confident. They don't stall until everything's figured out. They move quickly, imperfectly, relentlessly. It's not that they're fearless, it's that they've trained themselves to act before fear takes over. When I launched Black Ink Coffee, I had no investors, no brand, and no team. I was roasting beans in my garage, slapping on labels, and selling directly to friends and family. Was it ideal? No. Did it look polished? Not even close. But I didn't wait for perfect, I launched anyways. And that single decision triggered a chain reaction. Real customer feedback, real improvement, real momentum. Here's what you need to realize. You can't think your way into progress, you act your way into it. How to develop your action bias. 1. Define the physical step. Not a vague idea like launching a business, something specific like register a domain or make your first social media post. Simple. 2. Set learning goals instead of outcome goals. Instead of making 1K on launch day, set a goal like talk to 10 people about your offer. Make learning the win. Results will come. 3. Reward the action, not the outcome. Your brain needs to learn that starting is the victory. Celebrate showing up even if it wasn't perfect. 4. Go public. Tell someone what you're doing and when. Public deadlines work because we hate looking foolish more than we fear taking action. When you start operating from this place, everything changes. But if you're still afraid of mistakes, embarrassment, or failure, you'll find a way to stall. That's why your relationship with failure matters so much. Hey you, if you're just here to passively consume content, hit the like button out of habit, or subscribe just to never watch again, don't. This channel isn't for spectators, it's for people who actually are on the path, who want to take action, who are willing to push themselves and challenge what they know. Vanity metrics don't matter. Real growth does. So if this channel speaks to you, if you're ready to level up and actually apply what you learn, then stick around and please give this channel a follow. If not, no hard feelings, but this isn't the place for you. All right, back to the video. 3. Failure and regret. Why avoiding mistakes is the real mistake. Let's be honest, you're not afraid of action, you're afraid of doing it wrong. You are afraid of launching something and looking stupid, of being judged, of failing publicly. But here's the backwards truth. The most successful people in the world don't avoid failure. They weaponize it. Elon Musk explodes rockets publicly. Steve Jobs fired from the company he built, then came back stronger. Michael Jordan missed more shots than most players take in a lifetime. Failure isn't a weakness, it's a rite of passage. But here's what's worse than failure: regret. You can recover from failure, but regret, that's permanent. Let's do a brutal mental exercise. Picture yourself 10 years from now. Think back to this exact moment, this idea you had, this thing you wanted to start, that business you never launched, that brand you never built, that decision you kept putting off because you didn't feel ready. The worst part, it's not that you couldn't, it's that you didn't. You chose comfort, you chose certainty, you chose maybe later, every day for a decade until you ran out of time. Before Black Ink, I sat on a different idea for over a year. I believed in it, but I hesitated. One day, I saw someone even launch the exact same concept. I felt sick, not because they succeeded, but because I gave up the chance to even try. That was the moment I decided I'd rather fail 100 times than feel that feeling of regret once. How to reframe failure and avoid regret. 1. Adopt the scientist framework. Don't think in success and failure, think in experiments. Did it work? Great, you got results. Did it flop? Great, you got data. Either way, you're ahead. 2. Log your failures like trophies. Keep a failure journal. Every time something doesn't work, write down what you learned. Look at that list once a month. You'll be shocked how fast you grew. 3. Visualize the regret version of you. Picture who you become if you keep waiting, how they feel, what they missed. Burn that image into your mind. 4. Trade short-term discomfort for long-term freedom. Every time you hesitate, ask, do I want 20 minutes of discomfort or 20 years of regret? If you're trying to avoid failure, you're trying to avoid progress. Remember, mistakes are a speed boost. Every one you survive gives you an edge. 4. Make actions your default mode. Implementation systems. You've learned a lot. Now it's time to hardwire it in. Because motivation fades, hype dies, even inspiration wears off. But identity, that sticks. The goal is simple. You become a person who acts, period. Here's your daily habit system to implement this. 1. Morning power question. Every morning, write down what's one thing I've been putting off And what's the smallest step I can take today to get it done? 2. Start with wins, not scrolls. Wake up and take one productive action before touching your phone. One win first thing sets the tone. 3. Block time for discomfort. Schedule 30 minutes every day for the hard stuff. Launching, filming, building. Don't wait to feel like it. Put it on the calendar. 4. Set the bar at good enough to start. Your first video, your first product, your first client, it doesn't need to be amazing. It just needs to exist. There's also an accountability system you should follow once you start doing these daily habits. 1. Public declaration. Say it out loud or post online exactly what you'll do today. When others know, you're less likely to bounce. 2. The 1-minute action. Right now, ask, what's the smallest thing I can do to push this forward? Then actually do it. Not later, now. 3. Reward imperfect action. Celebrate every single time you move without waiting for perfect conditions. The goal is movement, not mastery. When your brain learns that action equals reward, you stop hesitating, you stop waiting, you start leading. And one day soon, someone else will ask you, how did you build all this? Your answer will be simple. I stopped planning, I stopped waiting, I started moving. Your next step. The gap between where you are and where you want to be isn't more knowledge, it's just movement. Comment below with one thing you've delayed too long. Then write down the first action step. Then go do it today. Because waiting feels safe, but it's quietly stealing your future. Start now, not next week, now. But first, a quote I want to leave you with. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Zig Ziglar. Oh, hey there. Saw you eyeing my beans. Thailand. Bought a soda from a vending machine. Machine jammed. I kicked it. Dispensed out a bag of beans, and inside of it there was a note that said, run. I did. Never saw the vending machine again, but have the beans still.